Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Greg here today, bringing you guys a Call of Duty Modern Warfare gameplay commentary. What you guys will be watching in the background is the gameplay I promised today. This one is the 146 to 5 gameplay. Anyways, I actually this would have been 146 to 4, but I just kept being greedy for one extra kill at the end, and I ended up getting sniped, and you guys will see what happens. So, overall, this gameplay, nothing high kill streak wise. It's really just about how if you really want to maximize your kills, how to get more kills in Modern Warfare, this is exactly what you want to be doing. So basically you want to try to take a vehicle in ground war to a power position, and these power positions are really going to depend on the flags that people are going to be spawning at. So right now they have A and B. I'm sitting somewhere in between A and B, and I can basically pick people off. The reason I'm using an AK-47 is, if you guys don't know, the AK-47 has the potential to 3-tap across the entire map and 2-tap with stopping power. And basically it's going to 3-tap to the upper chest across the map, and if you have good aim at long range, you can really capitalize on the AK. If you are on keyboard and mouse, this is even easier to use. If you're on controller, it's going to take a little practice to get those long range shots in, whereas on keyboard and mouse it's a little bit easier to be more precise at range. But yeah, it's a very rewarding gun to master, and I definitely recommend whenever you want to go for high scoring gameplays that you do that. Also, your perk setup, you're going to be wanting to use ghosts, so that way enemy UAVs will make sure that, since you're going to be sitting on flanks generally, you don't want to die to enemy UAVs, so you want to make sure that you have ghost on. You want to make sure you have kill chain on. The reason you're going to want to use kill chain is you just basically want to guarantee yourself that gunship. Getting the gunship is basically a guaranteed 10 kills at least if you're decent with the gunship. Sometimes you can get more, and generally whenever I use these kill streaks, the VTOL and the white phosphorus are hit or miss, but you don't have to control them, so you can stay in the action getting kills with your gun. And I really overall just like this kill streak setup a lot for getting a lot of kills. You could potentially replace your white phosphorus with the chopper gunner, but I like to have, like I said, a little bit more gun kills going on, and I like to still gunfight people, so that's the reason why I use the white phos compared to the chopper gunner. Also, the VTOL is a good streak for building up your next, trying to get those white phosphoruses and gunships, and the reason why is that initial barrage of missiles it launches can get you a few kills, and generally if that will earn you your 10 kill streak, then you can use your 10 kill streak to earn you your 12 kill streak, and basically you guarantee yourself these kill streaks, which makes getting high scores a lot easier. There's no reason you should really run anything else other than maybe if you're playing against a decent team, then you'd want to run cold-blooded and not rely on your kill streaks to get kills as much, which honestly isn't as hard. You just have to kind of switch up your position a little bit quicker if you're going to be using cold-blooded, because people will come back for you, and that's how I'm going to die here. Someone snipes me in the back, and that's something you're going to be wanting to watch out for, like I said, if you're going to be sitting on here. But I'm not going for a nuke, not going for a super long kill streak, just trying to get my kill streaks and then die, and the reason I am doing that is simply because that's how you're going to maximize your kills. In Modern Warfare, you cannot cycle kill streaks through the same life, which sucks, but it is what it is. So basically what you're going to want to do is, just as soon as you get your maximum amount of kill streaks, like you got your highest one, you're going to basically just want to play aggressive, just stay in the same spot or whatever until somebody kills you. That's generally how I like to play. Try to get the kids that keep on coming back, try to kill you, get a few extra kills on them, and eventually someone will flank you or something like that, and then you can start earning more kill streaks again. And this way, you'll be maximizing your kills and also trying to get the least amount of deaths possible, because basically what you're going to want to do is spawn a little bit back. If you're trying to get a very high KD compared to just kills, if you're trying to make sure you're not dying a lot, you're going to want to spawn a little bit back, take a vehicle to a power position, and sit on that power position. Right here I'm calling into VTOL over D. I know where D and all the flags are on every map in the game, so it doesn't really matter if there's a counter UAV up. I'll still be able to call in my kill streak to do the damage. The only thing is I call that VTOL over a flag that they own, because I know that there will be some people around, and hopefully the VTOL will pick people off. However, the white phosphorus is something I'm going to save until the counter UAV goes away, and the reason being is the white phosphorus is very damaging whenever you can see where everyone is. That initial drop, I want to make sure I'm going to be getting the most amount of kills I can possibly get, so that's the reason I'm not calling that in while the counter UAV is up. But the VTOL, on the other hand, you can generally tell where people are going to be, so it's a little bit easier to just plop that thing down and let it get you a few kills, and it's going to guard an objective that the enemies own. So anyways, they got some flanks, they got E and D. We capped them back, but now they have C, B, and A, and that's basically means we don't have the majority of map control. So hopefully, you know, whenever I get these gunships and white phosphorus, hopefully that my teammates try to capture the objectives, because one, with white phosphorus, the enemies are at weaker health, which makes it easier for the teammates to go ahead and get kills on people that are guarding the objectives. Also, the gunship can be really helpful for killing people that are trying to protect the flag and kill people that are also trying to rotate to protect the flags and stuff like that. And the kill streaks can really help you gain map control, so I like to try to play for my kill streaks instead of always playing the objective. Now, I do hop on flags and stuff like that throughout certain gameplays you have probably seen in the past. It really just depends on the flow of the match and how important a said flag is for maximizing kills, as well as keeping the enemies, you know, within flow of the map. Like on your palace, for example, you never want the enemies to have C. The reason why is they can basically go anywhere on the map whenever they own C, and you cannot pin them somewhere, and it basically just becomes a free-for-all of where the enemy's going to be, and it's very hard to breach the palace. So you always just want to make sure that people do not have the palace on that map. And of course, whenever the time comes for certain maps, I will go over the areas that you want to make sure that you always have on lockdown and the enemies do not. But Krovnik Farmland, this map, a few tips I can give for this map, because Farmland, in my opinion, is one of the harder maps to do well on, simply because it really depends on how good the enemy players are. Krovnik Farmland is a very easy map for people to go to a random house that's on a flank and just start farming people that are spawning in from a flag and just easily build up streaks, as you guys can see I'm doing in this gameplay. But a lot of the times, whenever I'm pushed up to this power position, right, where a lot of people are going to be coming from A or C right now, most of them are going to be coming from A because we're on C. The thing is a lot of people can take a vehicle from their spawn, go on a flank, and get to those houses in between D and C, which I'll break down in the map guide once that comes out. I'm just giving you guys some quick tips that you can keep in mind. But there's basically like houses that you see a lot of pub stompers and ground war players go to, and the thing about those buildings is they're really easy to get if your teammates are not focused on watching for flankers and pushed up properly, and all that's going to result in is enemy advanced UAVs, enemy VTOL jets, white phos, gunships, all that kind of stuff, and then basically the match is going to be out of your control, and there's not really anything you can do about it other than you really just have to hope your teammates you know, are going to be watching flanks and that the enemies are not going to be going on the flanks. Of course, running lethal kill streaks is one of the best things you guys can do to keep people off of those flanks, simply because a lot of people I find on Krovnik Farmland tend to not use cold-blooded. If they're going to be going for high kill streaks, they'll use something like EOD simply because they have the protection of the building, and at least if you get a gunship or something like that, you'll be able to see where the enemies are at and which building they're in. Krovnik Farmland is also a good map for teams to be communicating on because, like I said, there's those random buildings that people always slip through the cracks on and they're going to be in, and it can be very dangerous towards your gameplay if you're trying to maximize your kills and deaths, and you want to make sure that the enemies are not getting streaks. In this gameplay, right here, this is just a really weird gunship glitch. I don't understand why this happens, but sometimes, depending on the camera angle, you'll see the wings of the gunship. I don't understand that because the gunners, like, the turrets on the gunship are below. They're at the bottom of the ship, so why would you see the wings? It just makes no sense. But anyways, disregarding that, the gameplay's pretty much coming to an end. I just wanted to give you guys those tips to keep in mind whenever you might be playing against better players on this map and stuff like that. You just got to always be watching out for those flanks and people slipping through the cracks. It's best, honestly, to be running something like a UAV or advanced UAV, unless you're going to be going for high amounts of kills, then full send, you know, a high streak setup like I'm using chopper gunner if you don't want to use the white phosphorus, and try to keep the enemies at bay. There was a guy in the other team who went like 40-3. He got like 3 VTOLs or something against us. Luckily, he was not able to get anything higher. Otherwise, that would have probably meant a much lower score line for me. But luckily, my team, I guess, was able to kill him. I was able to kill him, whatnot. I don't know. I did cut out a little streak in his gameplay just because he went on like a 6-kill streak or 7-kill streak and got killed by a growl from behind. So this could have been even a higher score yet, but it is what it is. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And tomorrow I will be bringing you guys my fastest tactical nuke. I believe it is 2 minutes and 41 seconds. I will check up on that again and before I title it and all that stuff and edit the video down. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.